Coffee spills across classified documents in the NATO Operations Center, Brussels. Sarah Klein, civilian administrative clerk, scrambles with paper towels. Third-year filing reports. Minimum clearance. The invisible woman who processes paperwork while generals plan wars. Colonel Friedrich Richter storms through security with his German delegation. Joint military exercise planning. Atlantic Resolve. The kind where American and German forces coordinate movements worth billions. Richter sees the spilled coffee. Sees Sarah on her knees cleaning. His polished boots stop inches from her face. Verdammt Amerikanische Lamp. Pilkronen nicht einmal Kaffee servieren an ein Katastrophe zu verursachen. The German officers laugh. Sarah keeps cleaning. Head down. Silent. Paper towels soaking brown liquid. Richter continues in German, voice dripping contempt. Diese Amerikaner stellen Idioten ein. Shan sie sich dies Qn. Wahrscheinlich kann sie nicht einmal ihren eigenen Namen buchstabieren. Translation. These Americans hire idiots. Look at this cow. Probably can't even spell her own name. Major Hoffman adds. Sie sieht aus wie ein Putzfrau, nicht wie jemand, der MIT klassifizierten Dokumenten umgehend. She looks like a cleaning lady, not someone who should handle classified documents. Sarah's hand pauses, just for a millisecond. A coffee-stained page trembles, then continues cleaning. General Thompson, the American liaison, forces a diplomatic smile. Colonel Richter, shall we proceed to the briefing room? Richter kicks a wet paper towel toward Sarah. It hits her shoulder. Verschwind, du dumb Fonts, and learn, wie man richtig putzt. Get lost, you stupid CNT, and learn how to clean properly. The German delegation moves toward the briefing room. Sarah stands slowly, gathers the coffee-stained papers. 20 feet to the exit. She could leave, should leave. Instead, she speaks, not in English, in German, but not just German. Perfect Bundesnachrichtendienst protocol. Military intelligence code language reserved for classified operations. Oberstrichter. Kennung. November-Zulu-Seven-Seven. Autorisierungsstufe Schwarz. Operation Rheingold. Sie haben soeben ihre Deckung verletzt. Colonel Richter. Identification. November-Zulu-Seven-Seven. Authorization level black. Operation Rheingold. You've just compromised your cover. The corridor goes silent. Richter freezes mid-step. His hand instinctively moves toward his sidearm. Thompson steps forward. Klein, what did you just assist on Matilda Pilkergleich? Richter whispers, turning slowly. These codes. Operation Rheingold Word 2019 being det. Albetelichtensindstadt. That's impossible. Those codes. Operation Rheingold was terminated in 2019. All participants are dead. Sarah sets down the papers. When she speaks again, her entire demeanor has changed. Shoulders straight, eyes focused. The servile clerk replaced by something else. Major Helena Krueger starb in einem Lagerhaus in Berlin. Pilkeroper gefunden. We practice fa 1/4 Argemanden. Der Verschwinden must. Major Helena Krueger died in a warehouse in Berlin. Body never recovered. How convenient for someone who needed to disappear. Richter's face drains white. Helena? The German delegation reaches for phones. Sarah switches to English, voice carrying authority that makes everyone freeze. Gentlemen, I wouldn't. This room is now locked down. NATO Protocol 77 Alpha. Security floods in. Not American, not German. NATO internal affairs. They've been waiting in adjacent rooms. Thompson's confusion turns to anger. Klein, what the hell is happening? My name isn't Sarah Klein, General. Lieutenant Colonel Sarah Mitchell, Defense Intelligence Agency, undercover for 37 months tracking a security breach in NATO operations. She turns back to Richter, still in German. Friedrich, du hast gedacht, ich wa currency retat, das war der Plan. Lass mich dir sagen, was ich in 3 Jahren gefunden hab. Friedrich, you thought I was dead. That was the plan. Let me show you what I found in 3 years. Sarah produces a tablet, swipes, audio plays. Richter's voice. Speak in Russian. Not casual conversation. Operational details, troop movements, communication frequencies, payment arrangements. Station Chief Volkov pays well. 50,000 euros per briefing package. Account in Cyprus under your daughter's name. Lisa needs those medical treatments, doesn't she? The personal detail breaks Richter's composure. His shoulders sag. Major Hoffman steps forward, hand on his weapon. This is fabrication. Colonel Richter is decorated. Sarah interrupts. Check his left forearm. Major, 3 centimeters below the elbow. Micro USB port. Subdermal. Installed in Moscow, 2018. Security moves. Richter doesn't resist. They roll up his sleeve. There, barely visible, a tiny scar with something beneath. Medical scanner. Sarah orders. Security produces one. Scans. The screen shows it clearly. Data storage device. Embedded under skin. Thompson finds his voice. Jesus Christ. How long? 18 months confirmed. Possibly longer. Every joint exercise. Every NATO movement. Transmitted to Moscow. She pulls out a drive. Hands it to NATO security. 14 months of surveillance. Financial records. Dead drop locations. His handler's identity. 2 other compromised officers in this room. The delegation explodes. Accusations. Denials. Security sorting through them. One German officer, Captain Mueller, tries to run. Sarah doesn't chase, just speaks calmly. Doors magnetically sealed. Captain, your keycard was deactivated 6 minutes ago. Mueller slams into the door, bounces off. Security restrains him. Sarah continues. Bank records show deposits matching briefing dates. Same Cyprus bank. Different accounts. Hoffman, still processing, stares at Sarah. Helena, it's really you? We held your memorial. Your mother spoke, she cried. My mother knows I'm alive. She also knows why Helena Krueger had to die. The story emerges in fragments between interrogation preparations. Berlin, November 2019. Major Helena Krueger, rising star in German Special Forces, discovered irregularities in joint operation reports, data that shouldn't exist, communications that didn't match logs. Started investigating quietly. Got too close. The warehouse fire was meant to silence her. Officially, it did. Helena Krueger burned alive. Closed casket funeral. Full military honors. 6 months later, Sarah Klein started work at NATO. American civilian. Perfect paperwork. Impeccable background that would fool any Czech because CIA built it from scratch. Facial surgery, she explains to Thompson. Minor adjustments, enough to pass biometric scanning as someone else. Voice took longer. Accent elimination, 3 months with language specialists. 3 years. You've been mopping floors and filing papers for 3 years? You'd be amazed what people say around someone they consider furniture. Richter discussed operational details on phone calls while I emptied his trash. Never noticed me. She opens her blazer. Inside pocket. Recording devices. Military grade. Miniaturized. Every conversation. Every meeting. Every whispered deal. Richter suddenly lunges. Not for a weapon. For the window. 7 floors. Desperate. Final escape. Sarah moves faster. Intercepts. Not violent. Precise. Pressure point in his shoulder. Richter collapses. Conscious but paralyzed. Suicide doesn't erase reason. Friedrich. Your handlers will find someone else, but your network dies today. As security drags him out, Richter manages to speak. You destroyed Helena Krueger for this. Sarah's response is quiet. Helena Krueger was destroyed the moment she discovered the truth. I just made her death useful. The room empties except for Thompson, Hoffman, and Sarah. The weight of 3 years hangs heavy. What happens now? Thompson asks. Now Sarah Klein gets transferred. Bureaucratic error. Lost in system. Someone new starts somewhere else. Different name. Different nationality maybe. That's insane. That's necessary. Richter's network has tentacles. Someone needs to follow them, map them, eliminate them. Hoffman approaches slowly. Helena, please, come home. Your commission can be reinstated. Your life my life ended in that warehouse. Eric, what remains is purpose. Helena Krueger served Germany. Sarah Mitchell serves NATO. Tomorrow's identity will serve whatever's necessary. She hands Thompson a card, blank except for an encrypted email address. If you detect another leak, any irregularity, send one word, Phoenix. I'll know. Thompson studies her. How many others are there, like you, dead but serving? More than you'd think. Less than we need. We don't know each other, can't know, but we're there, in your motor pools, your cafeterias, your filing rooms, watching, listening, protecting. 3 days later, Sarah Klein's desk is empty. Personnel records show transfer to different department. No forwarding address. Paper trail goes cold. Richter's interrogation reveals 6 other compromised officers across NATO, all arrested simultaneously. Network collapses overnight. Moscow's €40 million investment worthless. The German officers are processed. Mueller breaks first, confirms everything, shows his own subdermal storage, names his handler, reveals dead drop locations. Somewhere in Europe, another identity begins. Perhaps London, perhaps Warsaw, perhaps Rome. A new clerk starts work. Quiet, efficient, forgettable. She files reports, empties trash, cleans spilled coffee. Nobody important, nobody worth noticing. But she listens, watches, records, waits. 3 weeks into her new position, she hears something. A phone call that doesn't sound right. A financial transfer that shouldn't exist. A meeting that's not on any calendar. She makes a note, begins building files, starts a new hunt. Because the greatest threats to military alliances don't always come from outside. Sometimes they wear the same uniforms, speak at the same meetings, sign the same documents. And sometimes it takes someone who doesn't exist to stop them, one spilled coffee at a time. The ghost of Helena Krueger continues her work. The woman who burned in Berlin but rose from ashes as someone else, someone necessary, someone invisible, protecting NATO from itself.